viewers, Nigat Gul. I welcome you in my AYUB TV channel. Qualitative versus quantitative research is today my topic. First of all, what is the research? A research, generally much of the research to that something to do with laboratory where scientists are supposedly doing some experiment. Somebody who is interviewing consumers to find out their opinions about the new packaging of milk is also doing research. Research is simply the process of finding solutions to a problem after through study and analysis of situational factors. This is the action type research. It is generally information needed to answer a question and thereby help in solving a problem. We do not do study in any hazard manner. Instead, we try to follow a system or a procedure in an organized manner. It is all the more necessary in case we want to repeat the study. Somebody else wants to verify our findings. In the later case, the other person has to follow the same procedure that we followed. Hence, not only we have to do the study in a systematic manner, but also that system should be known to others. Simply, research is the assumptions, observation, assumptions, hypothesis, hypothesis, data collection, analysis, results, findings, consequences, generalizability, scientific knowledge, part of scientific knowledge, science. Basically, research is to make the observation we observe uh, and make the assumptions, then problem. We make the observation a number of times, then we assume something is that and that happening is this. We assume many negative parenting styles affect the personalities, children personality achievement, and this and that blah blah. Then we make the problem. Parenting style is a risk factor for mental health. Parenting style contribution in the academic achievement of the student is problem. Then we make the hypothesis positive parenting style children mental health will be higher and positive parenting style children academic achievement will be higher. Hypothesis, then we collect the data to parents and children as well, then make the analysis, results, finding and consequences, and then generalize on the population. If applicable, then become the scientific source, scientific knowledge and part of the science and become the part of a scientific. This is the research. Re mean again and again. Re again and again. again and again. Search by Allah. And again. Search, seek, find. Again we seek, find, and search. Again and again. When we again and again search one thing and get the same consequences as a result, these consequences as a result reliable, and then this become the part of the knowledge. So there is two major types of the qualitative research on the base of their nature. There are two types of the researches on the base of their nature: qualitative and quantitative. My topic is today is qualitative versus quantitative research. Qualitative research, this is the type of research in which we the study subject matter or study phenomena in a form of in a form of statements, narrations, words, subjectively. And quantitative research, qualitative research, where we counts and quantify the individuals or organisms attributes. Then we measure qualitatively with the help of quality subjectively. And quantitatively we measure human organisms attributes and characteristics in form of words, statements, and in form of narrations, narratively. Later on, we quantify with the help of frequencies and number and apply the statistical methods as well according to the nature of the test. Mann, Whitney, sync, rank order, this blah blah. But sign test. But in quantitative research, we measure the attributes of the individual and organisms in a form of a quantity, in a form of a quality, in form of a quality in not in numbers, in words, in statements, and in narrations, not in a form of the words and numbers. Here we quantify and we measure the attributes in the form of a number. We measures the attributes in form of numbers, but here not in a form of numbers. We measure the attributes in the form of a quality, qualitatively. Now we make the comparison of both of two types, qualitative versus quantitative method, qualitative versus quantitative research. There is criteria for qualitative research and quantitative research. Purpose to understand and interpret social interactions. And to test hypotheses in qualitative research, we understand and interpret social interactions. In quantitative research, we test the hypothesis, look at cause and effect, and make predictions. Accept and reject on the basis of statistical results and analysis. Group studies smaller and not randomly selected. Purposive sampling. There is group large sample and randomly selected in quantitative research. In qualitative research, variable study of the whole. We study whole phenomena, not variables. And in quantitative, we specifically narrow and concise and short the research. We broader to go to the narrow. In qualitative research also from broader to go to narrow, but this is inductive research and quantitative detective research. This is from journal to specific and specific to journal. We have some specific sort of the questions. I want to study the psychological attributes of the psychotics too. So there is not I specify some sort of the variables. I will study the on the whole characteristic and attributes of the psychotic on the whole, but with the short number of sampling. Purposefully, I will access the psychotic and will study their attributes and characteristic, and on the basis of their collected data, will make the analysis and will give the reports and findings. But specifically variables, and on the basis of these variables, I will make the hypothesis and objectives, and then collect the data to different methods and by survey or whatever else questionnaire, and then will give the analysis. A type of data collected in form of words, images, and objects, and this data type is numbers and statistics. This type of data conceptual object, words, and images. Form of data collected in a qualitative research. Qualitative data such as open-ended responses, interview, participants, observation, field notes, and reflections. And quantitative data based on specifically measurement using structured and validated data collection instruments. Type of data analysis: identify patterns, features, and themes. Content analysis, thematic analysis, and contextual analysis. Identify statistical relationships. We apply different statistical technique in a quantitative research for making the statistical analysis and for accepting and rejecting the hypothesis. Objectively and subjectively. Subjectivity is expected in qualitative research. There is also involvement of the biasness and subjectivity and context, personal context of the researcher, and objectivity is higher in quantitative research. Objectivity is critical, and this is objective, less involvement with the one researcher personal thoughts, feelings, emotions, and all types of the gender discriminations. Role of the researcher. In qualitative research, researcher and their bias may be known to participants in the study, and participant characteristic may be known to the researchers. There may be demand characteristic, heart-on effort, affects involvement of the biasness of the researcher or the participant. But in quantitative research, their bias is not known to participant in the study, and participant characteristics are deliberately hidden from the researcher. Double-blinded studies not demand characteristic and heart and facts. Results, particularly result specific finding that is less generalized because sampling is lesser, less sampling size in the quantitative studies, so less sampling size findings cannot generalized on the whole populations, just on specific area. Generalizable findings that can be applied to other populations. This type of the quantitative results can be generalized on the or the population to the target population, but not can generalize the specific finding that to the other population in a quantitative. Scientific method, exploratory, bottom up, bottom to go up, and researcher generates new hypotheses and theory from the data collection. But in quantitative research, confirmatory and top to come to the down, the researcher tests the hypothesis and theory with the data. Here in quantitative, form the hypothesis at the end on the base of the collected data of study phenomena. One researcher give the hypothesis or to give the theory, but in a quantitative research, researcher test the hypothesis and theory with the help of a data collection. A view of human behavior. In qualitative research, dynamic, situational, social, and personal. But in quantitative, regular and predictable. Can predict regular. Dynamic, variation, situational, and social and personal. Maybe can change. Most of common research objectives. Objective of the research in qualitative, exploratory, explore, discover, and construct, and quantitative, describe, explain, and predict. We predict, we make the prediction this will be happen, we make the explanation, we describe. uh, Parenting style will affect the academic achievement of the children, and there will be a positive and negative relationship. Negative relationship of a negative parenting style with the academic achievement, a positive relationship, positive parenting style with the academic achievements. Focus. Focus. In qualitative research, wide angle lens examine the breadth and depth of phenomena. We focused on study phenomena in depth by interviews, by case studies, by observation, focused and archival data. Narrow angle lens test a specific hypothesis with the help of objective type quantitative data collection methods, different interviews, structured um, questionnaire, structured interviews, and use the different type of survey and different quantitative data collection methods, and nature of observation, study behavior in a natural environment. We study the study phenomena and behavior, interests, and attributes of the individual in a natural setting, in natural emerging environment, and emerging study phenomena, and study behavior under control condition, isolate cause effect in labs or in a control conditions. We study the study phenomena in control situation, but we study phenomena in natural setting, in uncontrolled situation. uh, Nature of reality. In qualitative research, multiple realities, subjective and single reality, and objective in quantitative. In qualitative, multiple realities, there the variation, flexibility, and hard, just single reality, accept and reject. Limitized, but this is not limited, give the depth. make the depth analysis, give the analysis findings and conclusions in depth, and reports in also in depth, uh, broader, not limitized, just the same like likewise the quantitative research. Final report. Final report in qualitative research. Narrative report with contextual description and direct quotations from research participants. We course the research participants quotations, words, and interviews in reporting. And as quantitative research, we just quantify statistical report with correlations and comparisons of means and statistical significance of the findings on the base of significance, accept and reject the hypothesis. There are some other comparisons, mm, quantitative and qualitative research. Qualitative research in the form of quality statements, words, hard and fast, not hard and fast, soft, and quantitative research very hard and fast, limited and narrow. Quantitative research and qualitative research is broader, in depth, and true representation of the participants, and less reliable. Qualitative research is less reliable, valid, high subjectivity and biasness, involvement of the personal feelings and thoughts of the researcher, and all types of the involvement of the all type of the discrimination. But in quantitative, high reliability, validity and generalizability, and less involvement of the researcher personal thoughts, feelings, biasness, subjectivity, and all types of the discriminations. Hopefully you learn in well manner, in depth, qualitative versus quantitative research, and must like and subscribe AYUB TV channel. Thank you very much.